Secretary Austin, dear Lloyd, welcome back to NATO headquarters. It's always a great pleasure to welcome you here, and thank you so much for your engagement, your commitment, your leadership for our transatlantic alliance. This is even more important now in these dangerous times. I also look forward to welcoming President Biden and all the other NATO leaders next week for an extraordinary NATO summit. At our extraordinary defense ministerial meeting today, we will of course address the brutal invasion of Ukraine by Russia. This is devastating for the Ukrainian people, and it will also change our security environment. It will have long-lasting consequences for our security for all NATO allies. NATO has responded in a united and swift way. NATO allies have imposed severe sanctions on Russia. Allies provide significant support to Ukraine, military support, financial support, humanitarian support, and we are reinforcing our collective defense. Hundreds of thousands of troops on heightened alert, 100,000 troops, US troops in Europe, and then 40,000 troops under NATO command, direct NATO command, mostly in the eastern part of the alliance, supported by naval and air forces. And of course the United States and you personally, Secretary Austin, you are playing a key role in these efforts to really increase and strengthen our collective defense. More US troops in Europe is a strong message of transatlantic unity, and we are extremely grateful for your support to what we do together in the eastern part of the alliance. I have met US troops over the last couple of weeks in Estonia, in Latvia, in Poland, in Romania, and I'm always struck by the commitment, by the professionalism of the US men and women in uniform, and there is no other stronger message of transatlantic unity than having forces from North America serving in Europe. At the meeting today, we will also not only address the immediate consequences of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, but we will also address the more long-term consequences, the long-term adaptation of our alliance, how to further strengthen our deterrence and defense, and to remove any room for miscalculation or misunderstanding in Moscow about our readiness to protect and defend all allies. NATO has the responsibility to ensure that this crisis do not escalate beyond Ukraine, and that's also the reason why we have increased the presence in the eastern part of the alliance. So once again, Secretary Austin, welcome. It's always an honor to have you here, and I look forward to the meeting with all the other ministers starting soon. Please.
Mr. Secretary General, it's great to be back in Brussels, and let me thank you up front for your continued steady leadership. Especially, I mean, we value that leadership, especially at a time like this. And I think based upon that leadership, we've been able to make some very quick decisions that were very well thought out and act upon those decisions very quickly. So I think our presence here sends a signal to the world that we remain united in our support of Ukraine, and we condemn Russia's unprovoked and unjustified invasion into Ukraine. And so Ukraine has a legitimate and sovereign government, and certainly we support their ability to defend themselves, and we'll continue to support them going forward. We've been clear throughout that we believe that our commitment to NATO, our Article 5 commitment, is ironclad, and you can expect that, as the President has said a number of times, that we will abide by that commitment. And so, Jens, it's great to be back here again. I look forward to a good day of discussions. And again, thank you for your leadership, and thanks to all of my colleagues for what they've continued to do to remain united in their support of Ukraine. Again, I look forward to a great day.
Maybe we shake hands. Thank you so much. Thank you.